Okay, welcome back. Remember, here's our call-in number, 470-779-6607. Call in if you have any questions, comments. If you're the 10th caller tonight, we have a special gift that we want to send out to you. So if you want to be a 10th caller, call that number, call in, and we will get that out into the mail as soon as we can. Now we're going to have Sister Natalia Lindsay. She's going to talk to us about makeup and jewelry. Let's listen in to Natalia. Oh, I gotta switch it over.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Sorry. All right. There we go.
Hey, girl.
Clap it up.
Hello, students. All right. Hey, I'm Natalia. And I'm sorry, guys, but I do wear makeup and jewelry. Okay. Okay. Tonight, I'm going to enlighten you on a brief history of jewelry, how SDA and makeup, how SDA Church views the wearing of makeup and jewelry, how the world views it, and how we should view it now. Okay? These are just the best texts that I'm going to be using, more so the first than the latter, but they're both kind of saying the same thing. Pause. So I'm going to be dealing with jewelry and makeup and why I believe it's okay to wear it. We're going to explore the notion that wearing jewelry and makeup can be acceptable as long as it's not the focus. Yes. Alright, so the initial accusation that jewelry should not be worn is of course a misinterpreted principle stated by Peter in 1 Peter 3:1-6. So this is a lot.
Yes.
I know it's a lot, but basically,
nutshell it for us.
Yes, basically Peter is speaking on godly living, and during the time he's specifically talking about women as it relates to your husbands. And we're gonna kind of hone in on this particular verse right here, verse 4. And it says, "But let it be the inner beauty of the hidden person of the heart, with the imperishable quality of unfading charms, and of a gentle and peaceful spirit, one that is calm and self-controlled, not over anxious, okay, but serene and spiritually mature, which is very precious in the sight of God." Okay? Let's exegete, shall we?
Yes.
Peter is talking to peasants, or in our today's friendly term, the lower class. So what was going on probably is that Peter was on his soapbox because he was observing the way that the lower class observed the kings and the governors, which their purpose in wearing jewelry was pretty much to indicate social status. So you always knew, right? So you always knew who was who, basically, in their society. Also, as a side note, Isaiah 3:16-23 describes women having a pure emphasis on wearing clothing and jewelry rather than dyes. So again, nothing's changed. Okay. So, how does the SDA world view jewelry? Simply put, as a form of indictment, a thing that serves to illustrate a system or situation that is bad and deserves to be condemned. That's the definition of that. Okay? In contrast, this is what the world says. Physical appearance is everything.
Yes.
So, to clear the air, let's clarify the meaning behind the words. Dorothy Parker said it best: "Beauty is only skin deep, but ugly clothes cling to the bone." The immediate context focuses not on jewelry as a means to show off. What you show on the outside isn't as important. The inside is what matters most. Peter is largely reinforcing the idea that God looks at the heart. So what are we really talking about? Principles illustrated through text are respect, modesty, inner beauty, decency, and ultimately priorities. Now, let's assess an example of wearing jewelry. The wedding band. This can be justified. Many will say that this is wrong, but simply this is individualistic and depends on the preference of the wearer. If you recall the conversation that Minister James had with us last week about how he doesn't wear it because of the certain social circles that he's placed in, and he doesn't want people to think certain things. again, individualistic. Because someone else could argue that, well, maybe, for example, women would want to wear it to not be approached by men. So it could be looked at either way. Again, individualistic. Okay. Makeup is not the devil, guys.
It can be though. Look, that.
Yes. The me
It'll change
content.
you like
Yes.
you're a whole different person for real. Like you're not professionally done.
True. So there are, contrary to popular belief, there are actually good, practical, and sensible uses and applications for wearing makeup, such as certain disorders like vitiligo, which is a disorder of the skin. And I'll let my friend Sherry talk to you about that later.
Sherry.
Okay? That's Sherry, by the way.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, how should we view it now? Where we come to problems is when the insinuation is made that wearing makeup and jewelry is a salvific issue. Not the case. Okay? This is a minuscule situation, idea, thought, compared to the other things like the relationship, your ultimate relationship with God. So there are so many other things like, overall relationships that matter more, aside from jewelry and makeup. Well, flag on the play. Think about this. If jewelry was so condemning and awful, then why would we be promised a jewel crown on our heads in heaven? And why is the Bible depiction of heaven where the streets are gold and that the gates are pearl, both of which are indeed forms of joy? Okay?
And he's described as a jewel.
That's my presentation, but I want you guys to see the video. So,
Is this Sherry?
yes.
Oh yes.
So
Let's hear about
back to that.
Yeah. Is it on there?
Yeah, the link is on here, but did I just click on it?
Did you?
Is it
There we
down
go,
there?
right there.
No, hey, no, stop.
No.
Pause.
Come out of the presentation mode.
Say hi.
Sweet.
Hello.
Phone
It
there.
doesn't want to do that.
Probably. Oh, there we
Here
go.
we go. Okay, so.
Oh.
And animate.
Is the video in there?
Hold on.
Yeah, this is the video. It's
Copy it, and then go to the
Go to
browser.
your like
Go
Safari.
to the browser and then
Yeah.
Okay.
First.
Yes.
Y'all know
That's an iPad.
You got internet?
That's just the case.
Y'all, that's what I'm like, dang.
So when he gonna get
I
that?
thought it was like a nook or something.
A nook.
Oh,
So
this is the
when he
case?
gonna get that?
Yes,
Yeah.
like I was like.
She's hiding.
You
She's
halfway
hiding.
there though. Just like
That's how you
That's
keep your
true.
iPad
It's like
on
you're
the
halfway
margin.
there.
For real.
That's true. That's so true.
And that Georgia State, y'all, don't go to the
You see
library.
people.
Yeah.
Hello. Hey.
There's this one guy when I used to ride the
There
train
we
at
go.
school. Every morning, somehow I was sad on the same train. Maybe we had preference. But he always would whip out his little MacBook Air. I was
It's in his mirror.
like, you don't think? He was getting some work done, apparently. But I was like, woo, somebody just run through here real quick when the
Right.
doors
You
open.
sure you got
Nah, for
And then
real.
out.
video?
I was like, wow.
Sure you got video?
I trace it.
Internet, yeah. It came up.
It is loading at the top. I don't see why.
So Natalia, at the end you said, your argument at the end was jewelry isn't necessarily bad because
She can make the darkness.
of the description of heaven.
Yeah, that's like what it is.
And like the
But you
bottom
go-
line.
And
Water.
God too. They describe it with as jewels.
Yeah,
So in
right.
in
But I can see why Peter would suggest not to even be
apart.
bothered by it because people get caught up with it.
Yeah, like our cousins, that's,
Yeah.
they were looking at them as like God. They pictured them like they were gods in a sense.
Well, that's how we view
Yeah.
That's
people
how it
with
is
money
today.
now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, nothing's
That's
Was
true.
it how-
Like,
But
they
then
like-
again,
like-
everybody
How
wears
clear
jewelry.
right, exactly.
Nah, he was like,
Desi
"I
was
gotta do
hanging
my
out
hair,
with
it'll
his
make money."
friend, and he drives a really nice Jaguar. And Desi was like, when I say people stop and look at this thing, like, they look at it. That's
Okay,
what they
here we go.
want. Or that's what they look
Is it not?
My name is Cherie, and this is my camp.
Oh, not Sherry. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey. It might be Sherry, but
She's
she
buffering.
made it. It's buffering.
Am I in the right spot to like move satellite?
What do you have?
This
That-
is iPad.
I mean, what's your connection?
Oh.
You just have
Um.
a regular.
This is. Oh, maybe that's why.
Oh, you just
Mm. Let me see.
Oh,
So that one.
yeah, try that.
Like.
That's
Don't put it on Periscope.
Yeah, just.
Them folks in India might try to tell you.
From India.
I'm just kidding, guys. Just kidding.
Oh my God, it's gonna have all the
No, they really would.
What is the publicity?
You don't got a joke. They
I'm
were like,
so done. I'm so done.
I'm a confession.
All in her hands.
Wow, that's
I'm currently working as the assistant volleyball coach at a college. I have vitiligo, and it's a skin pigment disorder. My vitiligo started probably really started my sophomore year of college. I was in Texas, and I've been told that the sun exposure just makes it spread that much faster. All of this came probably within the past 3 years or so, and it was shocking to me at first because of how much came so fast. It's not that easy to deal with. When I first got vitiligo, I had to ask myself a couple of different questions. The first being, does it hurt? No. Is it contagious? Not at all. And can I still live with this and be successful? Hell yes. The greatest reaction that I get is actually from kids. Kids, they just want to know. And so adults, like after their parents are completely mortified at their kid yelling and, oh, what's wrong with her? And, I assure them, like, it's fine. I'm used to I'd rather people ask me the questions as opposed to them just making up their own assumptions. I chose to just find an alternative, something that I could put on my face that could help people to look through the initial shock of, oh, okay, she has, half her face is white, but she's a black girl. It was something that could literally people could look completely through it and see like who I was as a person. It made me a little bit more approachable. I don't want people to think that I would get offended. Don't hide, like there's something wrong with everybody. Like nobody's 100% perfect. So by having somebody like me to put myself out there, and it's like, oh, okay, she can do it, so I can do it too. And that's what I want from this. I made my videos to share my story and to speak out and help you guys. So now it's your turn to share your story, no matter what you have. It doesn't have to be vitiligo. It can be acne. It can be anything. Just put yourself out there. It'll make you feel a lot better. I'm inviting you to blend in, to stand out.
Did I see her?
I know y'all looking at her hair.
Oh, the
Cause it was laid. Yes, her eyebrows were on point too. Listen,
wasn't hers.
it
don't matter.
It
It wasn't
Oh,
hers.
wow.
It's
She
nice.
really covers up everything.
That weird?
Oh, answer
what?
check. Answer check.
I was
Oh,
to
that's
do
right
a
here.
female, I would have talked
I
about
I like her better like this. She's gorgeous either way, but I actually feel like that's more her.
I feel like you should
Because
take the
it
sun
is.
just a little bit more.
I mean, I know, but you know what I
Just get it
mean.
Just a
all.
little bit more, just get all of this, that one color. She's
Just get the Michael Jackson treatment.
He said he stands
Just
on.
stand the sun more.
Just take it.
That's rude.
Nah,
So
she
I
be a
I
bad
actually
bitch.
think, and this is actually trending in the
Yes.
modeling world
It
now.
really is.
Really?
Yes.
Because some people just are like birthmarks on their face or across there, and then I just even saw a little girl, probably a little bit older than Ava. She has her face the same way too. And they're just and they're just like lifting, like they're embracing them, especially in our community, to just be themselves.
Yeah, and I love of
Oh,
this
what?
because, you know,
Oh, really?
it's not, typically when people they see this and they're like, oh, well, you know, when you wear makeup, you're supposed to be comfortable with yourself, but she specifically said that she's trying to do this to empower other people to embrace their true self. So it's not like she's trying to cover it up because she's ashamed
Right.
of herself or anything like
Right.
that. You know, she said she's found an alternative. And she wants to be approachable. She wants people to come and talk to her. She welcomes that audience. So, you know, that's
Because
why
her
I like
hands
it so
are
much.
still they're completely white.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what then would be your reasoning? Your reasoning for wearing makeup?
Okay, so I need a question for you. Let me put that down for a second.
Yeah, get comfortable.
Okay, so you saw the first two
Yes.
pictures on the slide, right? If I wear makeup, well, I'm just gonna say, in the past when I have worn makeup, they were for reasons. So the picture, let me just go back to it.
Take me back.
Hello.
That's all I know, guys. It was on a commercial. And that's all they played, and then they went into total praise.
I was waiting for you to keep going.
Sorry, guys.
We're about to back you up.
I'm not that well versed.
So, okay.
It's on the top,
Don't
girl.
don't put
Check
it
it
on.
out.
I be finger happy, y'all. I just be clicking on stuff. Okay.
One more.
Alright. I didn't do it. I promise. I just did it.
I'm telling you, it's a time. It's a timer.
It's the hands you gave it.
Okay, let it go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Alright. I
Alright.
didn't know that was you. I did not know that was you.
You didn't know it was me?
See, that's what
No,
we
I
have.
Okay, so this one actually had a photo shoot or video shoot. I was in a video with one of my friends I went to school with, and it was as you can tell, probably a hairstyle, like 60s kind of feel in the video, so
Updated.
black and white.
Updated.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't even really see in the video since it's black and white. You can't really tell I have on lipstick.
Okay, so that was video makeup.
Yes.
Okay.
This one, I was a part of a benefit, like this is around Halloween time. It was like a benefit program thing that they were doing, and we all kind of had to like play the part, so to speak.
Right, but what
So
do you
what's
say
that?
to people like the
That.
MUAs on Instagram who do the makeup and wear the makeup every day and they can't go without it? Like, what do you say about that? Like, how do you
Well,
justify
it kind of goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. You know, it kind of goes back to you personally. Like, what is it that you're wearing it for? Like, are you doing it for self gratification? Because I mean, studies show and statistics.
Like they go all the way to like implants,
Yeah,
teeth
Contour.
whitening. Teeth whitening. She said she just put on some to come
We
halfway
just
so that
watched
they could be noticed.
Unsung with Stacey Lattisaw.
That's like the 80s though.
Yeah.
90s. Today's
makeup
different.
No, but it was current then.
Okay,
And she made a stand then.
okay.
Okay, just like, and as a result, her career suffered. Because she made a choice.
Right.
You could do the same thing today.
Okay.
You just have to choose.
Listen to what I'm
If you
saying.
remember, if you say yes to something, you say no to something else.
The
She
pressure
chose not to
is
sleep
there.
Listen
around.
to what
She chose not to put on the gaudy stuff. She chose not to put on the standard that they set for her.
And it's a lot of women, especially in the black community, who are embracing their hair. So we're starting that trend. That doesn't mean the women demographic as a whole is going to change tomorrow.
Well, we understand
That's
that
not
pressure.
But that's where it starts.
Right.
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
All of us are natural.
Right.
We're all natural.
So what do you
and
want to teach
therefore
her?
we know that we want to do us. We want to be natural, be out in the world, different from everybody that's wearing weave or doing all of that stuff. So we're just speaking for women on a whole that do
understand.
that.
Right.
Now that feel like they have to.
And don't
we're just
condemn
saying
them because they're
that's,
doing it.
that's all
Right.
we're defending
That's
right now.
all.
But
Don't-
for us, we know what it is.
Exactly.
We've decided, hey, we're natural. This is what we're going to do.
It's
From
not
time to
presented.
time,
Exactly.
we may go ahead and put on makeup for an
And
event
doll up.
or whatever, because that's what it's looked as. I'm getting made up because I'm going somewhere
Somewhere.
special. So, hey, I got to just make myself up, get all dolled.
But to assume that women don't like
Think
you
highly
have
of
to
themselves.
you're doing this to make like there's some women who can't make it in whatever world they're living in without presenting themselves in
In a
certain
certain
ways.
way.
That's all I'm saying.
agree with
This
that.
whole
I
thing
agree.
seems
I agree
like
with that.
this whole thing seems like something the feminists would have a huge problem with, because what society is saying, men are okay by themselves, and women are not, and y'all are believing that. Y'all are believing that. Y'all are taking y'all are buying into that. For what? That's what I'm
When
saying.
you say men are okay by themselves, what do you mean?
Men are okay without anything. We can. She just said
Like
a man
the
could go.
animals.
A man could go in a boardroom meeting with
Well,
t-shirt,
no.
jeans, and Jordans and get his point across. But a woman do the same thing. It's not okay.
No.
But that's because society has made it that way.
That's exactly how I started my point.
Yeah,
Society has made it
that way.
to where
Right.
that's exactly my
So
point.
in
Society
certain
has made it
things,
that
they must
way, and
conform.
now
Right.
y'all are buying into it by even putting it on.
But
Men don't put on makeup to do anything.
But some
But
women
it's
Anything.
not
will
men. It
feel
wasn't
like.
made for men.
But there's some women
That's
will
what
feel
I'm
like they'll
saying.
never get anywhere if they don't do these things. It's just the pressure.
That's
The
what I'm
pressure
saying.
is on women to do these certain things in order to be noticed. And so that's why they do it. Because it's the pressure. So what has to happen is you have to learn to love who you are, love yourself, and know that I don't have to meet
Or-
your
That-
expectations.
Or even
Why don't you
That's what
look?
I'm saying.
I guess my question is, why don't you look good enough in any setting?
Because no one has made them feel that way that they look good.
Women
enough.
don't
People
get
put them
empowered
down.
like
Right.
It's
It's an affirmation,
it's
yes.
still a choice.
But if you have somebody that's always putting you down, always telling you ugly, if your parents tell you you're ugly, you're hideous, you're this, that's what Michael's problem. His dad was always talking about his nose. Your nose so fat. You saw this, you saw that. So he kept getting surgery on his nose till it was almost gone. Because he kept feeling like his nose was just too fat. That came from his parents.
Society is
So when
lowered
your
the
parents
self-esteem
don't,
of
when
women,
your
period.
parents don't do it,
Yes.
when society doesn't do it,
Right.
where do you get your affirmation
Well,
from?
Exactly.
It's
Jeez,
psychology.
from your,
Huh?
It's
Where do you get
yourself.
it
it's
You get it
supposed
from
to be
your
from
man.
yourself.
But
Yeah.
psychology
Who-
says
who-
that
Your
children
man.
Nowadays,
get it from your
you get it
man.
from your social media. You get it from
How many likes you
That's
get.
right.
Hold on, I got a comment. He
Oh,
said
that's-
he said it's hard for men to understand this, to see it, because he said we're the ones who caused the problem.
Uh-oh.
Why?
On that
I just said that.
Yes,
I
he
just
knows.
said that. Men have
Right.
made y'all
Come on, let's
feel
break
less
it off before
than.
you leave, please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natalia. You did a great job. As you can see, sparked the serious discussion.
Yes,
And we appreciate that. Thank y'all for hanging with us. And you got a little bit of our afterglow, our after talk. We'll see you again on next week. I didn't get anybody to call in, so we'll have that gift for you next week. God bless you. Good night. At Sight, where we try to do it right.
Yes. I like that.